I am Raul Celorio, Senior Manager of IT Infrastructure and Operations. We're in the retail, quick service restaurant industry. I think I'm going to be reviewing the 3PAR 7200 all-flash array. We've had that unit for just under a year right now. Pretty sure I bought the first all-flash starter kit in the US, and it's been a huge source of success for us. We've used it to stabilize our business intelligence infrastructure and streamline some of the processes in our ERP. I think it's a common theme for people in my position. I have an older array, it's the generational investment coming up. And we looked at a number of different models, different competitors, but a big name like HP and a product like 3PAR, and at the right price, it was just all the stars aligned. We are an HP shop, but I would have to say that it's simplicity. In a couple of days, we had this array running. We were able to test it out on multiple production level systems and kind of decide where's the best bang for the buck in utilizing that flash storage. Right now, we're actually undergoing an expansion of the 3PAR, and we're using flash tiering with AO, which is kind of maximizing that flash storage with the spindle in combination. I think that's got to be the best productivity feature. The other one would have to be the thin provisioning features. Those are great. I think we ended up with a 4-to-1 ratio on thin provisioning and deduping. The biggest benefit is the flash. The IOPS cannot be beat. I'm in a very ever-evolving environment, and I have now the confidence that I have the appropriate resources at hand, that if a bigger problem or a new development project comes around, I can react to it quickly. And with the 3PAR, I'm able to move machines back and forth between a QA environment, a production environment, the QA environment being in my legacy storage seamlessly. I don't even need a systems engineer for that. I can have my help desk resources do it. So that's a real benefit for a shop of 5 people. Stability is one of my favorite features. Like I said, our BI infrastructure on Wednesdays at the beginning of that fiscal week is getting hammered. You get tired after a while of answering the phone and saying, we're sorry, we know it's Wednesday, but once we put that particular SSAS implementation into the 3PAR storage, we haven't been down since. The only time we've been down in the last 180 days was for maintenance, and it was a planned maintenance. That's a very good thing. That's peace of mind for any infrastructure manager out there. Yeah, we weren't able to do it last year just for budgetary reasons, but we recently doubled our footprint with the 3PAR, and we probably have plans to purchase at least another shelf. It's just an easy platform to grow, and the 7200 is the smallest model. So for a small shop like me, it's going to take about half a rack. It's pretty good. Oh, it's great, and yeah, we have a great support agreement with HP, and we leverage them not just for support, but for their technical expertise. Like I mentioned before, I have a very lean team, and none of us really have that industrial strength SAN big company experience. So, we know the basics of how to tune storage area network, but it's really handy to be able to call in an HP engineer and have that conversation without having to incur a big professional services engagement. I don't know. I think as we scale, I'd like to implement replication features. We haven't been able to test those out yet because we only have one unit. But no, all in all, I'm pretty happy with the UI. We still have it. We have a legacy Dell Compellant array. It does great for file storage. It just really wasn't meeting the mark for our VMware infrastructure. And once we put this 3PAR on our SSAS implementation, things really stabilized, and performance really didn't become an issue anymore. We have a somewhat weird fiscal week in that on Wednesdays, it's the beginning of the fiscal week, all of the finance department needs to get their data, all of our stores and our retail customers out in the field come in, and they're really mining through the sales, the labors, the costs, try to figure out how did they do the week before. So on this day, it's like a perfect storm for our SSAS implementation, in that everybody's getting a big bulk of data at the same time. Using the 3PAR all-flash array, we were able to stabilize that environment so that everybody can get their data on demand. We were looking at Nimble storage, was pretty close. I think the big differentiator there was the feature set is pretty similar, but I really like the approach of HP, and I like the big name brand because the rest of my infrastructure is HP as well. We're primarily an HP shop. So given that I have such a lean team, I only have myself, a system administrator, a network administrator, I can't afford to have a lot of complexity in the way that my storage arrays are configured. It's very simple. You log in and it's got a myriad of graphs and things that I can quickly put into a presentation for my upper management when I'm trying to justify why we've gone with the 3-part, why we've made that kind of investment. Also, it's really easy for me to bring in my lower technical resources into this 3-part environment because I have to, I don't have a choice. And kind of make sure that we can manage security so that they have enough rights to do their jobs without being able to cause a catastrophe. And again, peace of mind is high on my priority list. I'd say a 9, and I'm not going to give you a 10 until I have at least 2 units mirrored over my data centers. I think that's going to get me a 10. But bottom line is simplicity. With a lot of the competing arrays, you really need to have a team that's really eager and motivated to go and configure this array and try some of the obscure features. I just don't have time for that. I need this thing up, I need it running, and I need it now. And with 3-part, we've been able to achieve that objective and keep our cost per terabyte in line. My one recommendation is we started pretty small. We only bought the all-flash starter kit, which is 8 SSD drives, and no additional shelves, no spindles. That is a great unit. However, most of the features that really leverage the power of the 3-part require kind of that blended approach of the spindle drives and the SSD. So buy the flash starter kit and buy some spindle as well. Well, typically at conferences like this, I love to go to the user groups. That's usually where you meet your peers, the people that are in the same boat that you are, and try to understand how they've been able to creatively tackle some of the same challenges that you're approaching. Other than that, online research, user community, something like that.